Okay, so today is the day that you dust off that roller that's kicking around the house, and just join me in a little bit of a release video for different parts of your body. We're going to start on the upper back and we're going to move into the legs. I've got to say this, it's not pleasant, but if you stick with me, it's often a lot easier to have someone doing it with you than just attempting this at home. So grab your roller, pop on down to the mat. This is a black roller, it's quite dense, so it is quite firm to use. You might have a softer roller and that might be nicer actually to begin with. So let's place that roller sort of around that bra strap area of your back, and your bottom is just on the floor to begin with. Clasp your fingers and pop your hands behind your head. So you want to make sure that this is in a position where it feels nice or not uncomfortable as we arch back. And we're just going to simply start with an arching of the upper back as you breathe in, and then as you breathe out, we just curl up and forward a little. Now as you arch back, it's very tempting to arch your lower back, and I want you to keep that relaxed and see if you can really just zone in or hone in to that upper back area. So now where the roller is touching on your spine, that is the part of the spine that is getting some mobility. It's like someone getting their thumbs in and just giving a little press along the spine. That's what we're doing here. So we just spend just a little while here on that one spot. Now if that's not in the right place, you'll know about it, so you'll need to just adjust and move down or up. I wouldn't go past though that second last rib area because it's a little bit too much down there, and maybe not quite so safe. So you're just going to arch back as you inhale and exhale as you come up. Then just move up, so I know I'm a little bit tighter between my shoulder blades, and where the roller is hitting is the bottom of my shoulder blade tips here. So now I'm just going to mobilize that part of my spine, and you might find that you're getting it in a few other places there on the muscles. So it's an inhalation going back and an exhalation coming forward. And you can close your eyes if that just helps you to internalize it and take out any distractions that might be happening around you. It's also a good idea to do these videos with earplugs, or not earplugs, but earphones in, so that you can shut out any other distraction that's going on around you in your home. And again, then just move a little further along, so you're coming up higher with that roller, now maybe more towards the shoulder blades. If they're a bit bony, it might be just a little bit uncomfortable, but just bear with it. But if you're ever doing any of these videos and there's a sharp pain or you get a little bit of an alarm bell, you know that's your cue to stop. So exhale as you come up. Inhalation, reaching back, and exhalation, coming forward. Last one, just move a little bit further up, breathing in and breathing out. This is great if you've been sitting at the desk all day, just to mobilize through that upper back area that just gets so strained, and you know you're just in that one position for a long time. Or hopefully you're getting up in between work and doing a little bit of mobility. So two more here, breathe in and out. And last one, breathe in and breathe out. Now just bring it back a little bit so that your armpit kind of lines up with that roller. Now this is not the best if you're tight, but so important to do. So you're just going to simply roll across, and you keep rolling across till you get to your armpit, maybe a little bit into the breast tissue, and then you come back breathing in. You just go to about here. So it can be a little bit nasty if that is tight under there. So you just roll across to the breast tissue and then roll back across to just sort of at this part of your arm. This one gets quite tight. Now with the breathing, breathe out, especially where it hurts. So where it's most tender, breathe in. That helps you often just sort of come back. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Try and soften your body weight into that roller to get the best results here. And breathe out. And breathe in. And one more, breathe out. And breathe in. Okay, so I'm going to go to the other side. I'm just going to put my roller up the other way so you don't have my back to you, but you can just flip up the other way. So again, we're just going to come into this position here. So you can start on your side, hand behind your head, and begin to sort of roll across the breast tissue and the armpit. My mic doesn't come off. And then coming back, breathe in. And notice if one side is a bit yuckier than the other. And often that is the case because no one is symmetrical. So if you're finding that one side's tighter, I'd spend a little bit longer on that side. And breathing in. And breath out. So this is important to do, particularly if you are tight through your upper back area. Now I know we're not on that area, but loosening up all those muscles here that you are feeling is going to allow your shoulder blades to move more efficiently against your rib cage, and that will then help your rib cage and thoracic spine move. So it is an important one. It's also great if your neck's a bit tight. Getting into these muscles here will really help release the neck. Breathing in as you go back and out as you melt and try and get your body weight right into that area. 3 more, breathe in and breathe out. And 2. And 3. And then just come up gently and just have a little feel of your shoulders. Just give them a little roll around. Maybe raise your arms up and just feel if you've perhaps got a little bit more movement through your arms that you may notice it's happening. Okay, so the next one is a little bit horrible, I'm not going to lie, but it's very good for you, so come along with me on this one. We're going to massage the front here, so along this panel, not on the bone because that will be excruciating and probably not possible, but we want to go along the muscle that runs alongside of the leg. Now, this is great if you're getting a bit of knee pain and it's not from something specific like a tear. So if you're feeling like your knees are a bit strained, going downstairs is like ooh, a little bit tight and a bit hard, releasing here and the tops of your thighs is what you need to do. So grab the roller in front of you and start just below the kneecap, or just not even below the kneecap, even just below the knobbly bits under the kneecap. Then place the roller there. The back foot, you've just got the foot curled up. It just gives you some leverage. And then you're just going to place your hands on the floor. Now we start by scrubbing the muscle. So backwards and forwards here. We're not sliding, we're literally scrubbing. Now this can be pretty unpleasant if it's tight there, I'm not going to lie. So just make sure you're not holding your breath. It's a really big one. Make sure that you're breathing throughout this. So we scrub. And then we roll, roll, roll. If you can take your back foot, if you can take this foot off the floor, gets in there a little bit more. You can play with how far over to the side you go on that muscle. And then you make yourself way a little bit further down and we scrub again. So we scrub, 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 and roll. You may need to come onto the mat, roll. Now I can say I've been doing this a fair bit lately, and it has improved. This is nowhere near as excruciating as it was the first few times. If you're a runner, this is something you should be doing. So scrubbing backwards and forwards, roll. And we're going to make our way all the way down to the top of your ankle. So just keep going. And scrub, 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 and roll. Now that scrubbing kind of gently moves the muscle. It doesn't come off the bone, that would be a problem. Sort of away from the bone. It just promotes a little bit of give, let's say. So then again, we're just going to scrub, 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 and roll. So moving your way down, and sometimes those muscles further down are a little bit worse than those ones up the top. This is going to really help with your ankle range, walking and running as well. So move it down a little bit further. Loosening up that muscle is going to allow your foot to move properly as you go through motion, either running or walking. And if your calves are tight, this is going to help as well. So we often forget about this little muscle here. And then last bit, all the way down, scrub, 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 and roll. All right, so we're going to change legs. Before we do, just have a little test of that foot. So just bend forward and see that you can keep the heel down on the floor, and just test your other leg. So just see what one feels easier to do, and if that's made a difference to that range through your ankle. All right, so let's move on to the other leg. Nearly there. So again, we're going to start just under the bony bit. Have your other back foot up on the floor for some leverage, and we start with a scrub. So you're scrubbing that muscle. If you get the bone, you're going to know about it, so make sure you're going off to the side a little bit. Scrub, scrub, and roll. So if you find the tops of your feet get stiff and sore, again, this is another one to do. And because our feet are so far away from our brains, I think we forget about them. And the feet are so important for the rest of our body that we set up properly through our ankles and feet. So moving down and just scrub, 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 and roll. And we just keep making our way down. Notice if this side is worse than the other one or better. And again, if you're finding one is worse, just spend a little bit more time on that side. So scrub a little further down. The more you can relax into that, keep your breath flowing, the better. And then roll. 2 and 3. Good. And again, so just scrubbing a little bit further down and rolling again. And nearly there, just almost that last bit, just scrub to release it away from the bone. Breathe, don't hold the breath, and roll. I think we've got one little patch right down near the ankle. Give it a scrub. Right on that muscly bit beside the bone on the outer part of your leg. And roll. 2 and 3, 4, 2 more, 5, last one, 6. Ah, well done. Just test it, see how it feels compared to before. So put your foot on the floor and then just see if you can get a little further with that knee, and then you're pressing down through that heel more. And that should feel a lot better than when we started, and it always feels better when you stop. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, please comment below.